Kristen Joyner, Living Out South Realty, and I am standing on the shores of Lake Hartwell. The last time we took a look at some lake numbers was in November of 24. It is June 24th of 2025. This lake has pretty much been at full pool all spring and, of course, summer. And so let's take a look and see what the numbers are telling us for the 6 counties that cover Lake Hartwell, both in the states of Georgia and South Carolina.
It is June 24th of 2025, and it is time for our 2025 Lake Hartwell housing data update. Last time we met was back in November on the 23rd. So Lake Hartwell, we are talking about two different states, Georgia and South Carolina. We're talking about 6 different counties, 3 in Georgia and 3 in South Carolina, covering border property on 56,000 acres of water. And currently we have over 11,000 dock permits that are managed by the Army Corps of Engineers. When I pulled our market statistic, and this is not specific to lake property, this is actually market absorption rate for the counties that are located on the lake. We're looking at over 5 months of standing inventory on the ground for the next 12 months. So that means that we are entering into a neutral market. We are not in a seller's market any longer. And we are just not quite. Once we hit 7 months, we are in a buyer's market. So we're very neutral right now. It's very balanced. There is a decline in vacation or second home ownership. Mortgages actually have decreased for the number of people that are taking mortgages out, and the reasons is affordability. The interest rates have kind of kicked some investors and second home buyers out of the market, and also we still have a shortage of available properties, and we're about to take a look at that. Leading the way in the number of mortgages that have taken out is, of course, the Gen X, my generation, followed by the older baby boomers, older millennials, younger millennials, and then the baby boomers are tagging behind. So there are only 12% of baby boomers that are actually taking out a mortgage. So this isn't necessarily for all purchases, this is about mortgages. Who has the most amount of cash right now is Gen X in the market. Nationally, when we look at price ranges of sales, we are working on lake property. We are either in that $1 million mark above, we are in that 750 to $1 million, and rarely kind of are we beginning to see properties below 500. So we're kind of talking about a pretty small portion of sales that nationally end up selling across the nation. So when we take a look at the cover dock stats, we will see that the 3 counties in Georgia, Hart, Franklin, and Stevens, when I accumulate and put them together, we have 39 active homes for sale. Now, it had to be a stick-built house, and it had to have a covered dock. So it had to have that slip that you can pull in and have your boat covered. So when we look at the median list price, it's $950. Now, one thing I want you to know is that over half of those homes are listed for over $1 million. So 11 homes currently are pending in these 3 Georgia counties. We only have 3 homes pending over $1 million right now in Georgia MLS. It normally is taking about 44 days to get those listings pending, which means that those houses were in excellent condition and had an excellent price if it is below what the days on market is for active. When we took a look at South Carolina lake properties, we are able to see here that we have Anderson, Oconee, and Pickens County represented. And again, we're only looking at stick-built. We're only looking at covered docks. We only have 25 homes for sale in those 3 counties with a covered dock. And out of the 25 homes, guys, look, 13 of them are listed for over $1 million. So there's a huge stop point right now at $1 million. When we take a look at what is pending, we have below $1 million pending on a median price of $985. And again, when we dial it in a little bit more, we only have under half of those over $1 million. So again, we've got half of our homes for sale that are over 1 million cover doc in the three counties in South Carolina. Pending, we have just about 50%, but not quite. So the median days on market for active is 46, but look at that pending. So again, it's below the active, which means those houses were priced well competitively and they looked amazing. When we look at the closed data for Georgia, again, I want you to remember that we have 39 homes for sale in Georgia. We only had 40 homes sold since the last time you and I met to review the Lake Home data. We have 42 days on market. It takes an average to sell. And our average price in the Georgia, covering again those three counties, Franklin, Stevens, and Hart, is just almost at 850. When we look at South Carolina, again, covered doc, covering those three counties of Anderson, Pickens, and Oconee County, we've got 25 homes for sale. We've only sold 38 since November 24th of 24, which was the last time that we met. And we had 34, again, the median days on market, and again, 11 of those. So look, we've got a third of those homes actually closed over 1 million. So remember, half of our market right now is over 1 million for sale. Half of our market is pending, or just not quite half. And now we have a third that is actually closed since November. So those that have a listing or wanting to list their home over 1 million, you must be very competitive in price. You must be very, very competitive in condition. Average median sales price, very similar to Georgia, a little higher, 859 versus the 849 that Georgia was. So let's take a look at platforms. So when I talk about community doc, I'm talking about an ownership of a slip in a community doc, not just daily access or the subject had a platform doc. So when we look at Georgia properties, again, those covering those three counties, we only have 7 homes for sale. Out of those 7 homes, or 7 homes, and then we have 3 that are currently pending. The days on market is higher because it takes a little bit longer. The water's not quite as superior as the cover dock. So we've got 81 days in the market for active, but again, look at pending. Pending is half of that, which means those houses were excellent condition and excellent price. So we can no longer challenge the market on price, is what this slide is telling me. When we look at South Carolina, we've got 5 homes that have either a platform or a community doc slip. We've got 4 homes that are pending. And again, we've got the days on market matching pending, same pretty much 87 and 86. When we look at closed data for South Carolina, we had 4 homes again for sale in South Carolina with the platform community doc. We've only had 1 sale, and that has been since November 24th of 24. It took 97 days to sell that home, and the price that sold was $375. When we look at Georgia platform and or community doc or ownership of a slip, again, a general reminder, we got 7 homes for sale. We've sold 6 since November. And so that gives us basically kind of like a 6-month absorption rate. And so we've got took 10 days to sell these homes, and then the median sales price was $794. So in summary, it's going to cost you pretty much almost 900 to purchase a covered dock. Same thing with Georgia. They're kind of neck and neck. Typically, South Carolina is a little higher than Georgia, but remember, we don't have very many pending $1 million and above. And then when we look at the platform, we're able to get into a platform dock now under 500,000. So again, we're opening up another one of those price bands nationally, that we've got 18% of our homes closed between 500 and 750. If we go below that 500 mark, then we're opening up a whole nother area of homes. And so again, it's more bang for the buck for the buyer. So we have more buyers that are able to afford that particular price range. So the national forecast that came out right in December was is that we were going to see an existing home sale increase. And we have seen an increase really of inventory. We have seen an increase a little bit of the home prices, but we're really kind of having a very similar year as far as the units that closed. They're anticipating for 26 to be a little stronger, and that happens anytime that any administration changes. First year sometimes is a little bumpy as everybody that is on the executive level is end up getting used to policies that they want to change and new rules go into effect. So the second year ends up kind of being more of a little bit of a gravy year. So we are looking forward to having a little higher year than what we did for 24, and it looks like 25 again is going to mimic 24. As a reminder, I want you to remember, and actually, this net worth is going up even more because prices have just ticked up nationally, not necessarily in the Georgia, South Carolina market, but nationally, this number has ticked up to the average sales price of being about 430. But this is, home ownership is a great way to build wealth. If you're looking to purchase a second home, or if you're looking to make that move to the lake, it is such a wonderful way to just really, again, utilize real estate as another form of investment to gain wealth. As a gentle reminder, I wanted to let you know that I live on Lake Hartwell. I've been doing real estate just about 31 years. But one thing that I absolutely love about living out south is the marketing. Vic and Lori do an amazing job on the management end, and Lori has an eye for marketing. So this is one of those perfect examples about how our exposure on our listings on social media actually outrank one of the very, very popular websites that I love to be on myself, actually. But you can see that our reach is actually triple of what it was on that very popular website. As always, it is Kristen Joyner. Thank you so much for stopping in, having a look at what the lake market is doing. If there is anything I can help you with, I do sell on and off the lake, and I live on the lake. I've actually been coming to this lake since I was a small little kid. One day I'll put up my 8-month picture. Probably need to go dig that out and find that and there's a picture of me at Milltown in a car seat at 8 months. It's kind of cool. I hope everybody has a wonderful day and stay nice and cool in this hot weather and have a fabulous 4th of July. Have a great day.